Alright, I'm back at it again for part 4 of The Steelers Suck. This video is going to be about the coaching staff. Because, let's be real, I mean, anybody with like a quarter of a brain cell knows that this coaching staff is pretty much the worst in the league, right? But yeah, because not only is our head coach atrocious, but given that he has so much control over what coaches we hire, right? Like, he doesn't even know, he doesn't have any clue on how to bring a coaching staff together. And it's no wonder that Mike Dumlin doesn't even have a coaching tree. Because he sucks, and he's the most overrated coach in NFL history. He is. I mean, it's not even up for debate, right? Because there are a lot of reasons that I'm gonna for why his coaching is so bad, and some of which are gonna be reasons that I'm gonna make videos on later on in this series. But like, we all know how bad his locker room culture is. But of course, it's like he and the coaching staff, like they're not good at preparing the team at all going into games. Because in 90% of our games, we either get blown out, or at the very least, we have just a bad loss. And even when we win, it's usually very ugly, and it's usually because there was a fluke play that happened to go our way. But yeah, it's like, I mean, it's like when you look at the offense, right? It's like all these play calls we do are just beyond fucking stupid. I mean, the play calling on third down, fourth down, always throwing like 5 to 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. No design in our play calls whatsoever. And even in some of our very few good wins, you see this. And I'm just so sick and tired of seeing this shit over and over. And it's time that we get a real coaching staff that knows how to prepare, that knows how to get their locker room together, that knows how to get the best out of their players, right? I mean, because Mike Tomlin doesn't do any of that. He does none of that. None of it. And like when we had, Matt Canada, right? Like, this guy was so bad that not only were Steeler fans chanting for this dude to get fired all over the country, fans of other teams joined in the chant because everybody knew how garbage and DEI he was. Which is also what Mike Tomlin is. He was a DEI hire to begin with after Bill Cowher retired, and the Rooneys hired him for DEI reasons. And like, why do you think in a lot of our losses, we sit there and go like, this is the worst Steelers loss I've ever seen. Oh no, this is the worst Steelers loss I've ever seen. And just when we think that it can't get any worse, no, this is the worst Steelers loss I've ever seen. You want to know why that is? Because the losses get worse as they come. And why does exactly do they get worse as they come? Because of our DEI coaching staff that cannot prepare worth a shit, and because they have no clue about football at all. See, Tomlin doesn't hire coaches based off of whether they're qualified for the job or not. He hires them based on whether if they are his buddies, or his friends, right? Tomlin does emotional hiring with coaches rather than like real thinking and logical hires. It's always the oh, he was my friend back in high school. We became friends at our job at McDonald's or Auntie Annie's Pretzel, whatever, right? And that's the problem. We have a DEI head coach making DEI hires on the coaching staff. And that includes like our conditioning coaches, which that's another one that I'll get into later on in this series. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's time for a real coaching staff that'll, for one, actually get us to try in our games, right? A coaching staff that'll prepare us for games and put up a fight against those teams regardless of how good they are. And get a coaching staff that actually knows how to scheme. That has a real NFL playbook. Not this Pop Warner shit. Not this Pee Wee football shit. Not this high school, middle school bullshit either. Real coaching. Real scheming, real playbooks. That's what it's time for. No more DEI. It's time for real qualified coaches on this coaching staff. And until we get that, expect more DEI scheming, more DEI play calling, you name it. But with that said, that'll pretty much do it for this video. Fuck Mike Tomlin. Fuck this entire DEI coaching staff that he's bought into this team. It's time that we get rid of it because when you see commentators literally pointing out how we're just going through the motions and not putting up a fight, that's how you know that this coaching staff needs to go. Anyways, I'm out.